Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our morning pages with these parameters. Okay, let me turn down my drone. That was kind of abrupt. First things first, let's slow our tempo to 113. Well, it's kind of nice to have a little drone while I'm doing these droning type of activities. Okay, so 113, I'm going to put the push into A flat. Oh man, good thing I'm not using the keys for that. A flat Messiaen 7, which if you're on push, it's all the way, it's the very last scale that you can select. And instrument, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on this VST over here. So let's put in the Poli instrument. Instrument rack. Oh, where is it? Maybe it still is in Max for Live. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm going to put in the Max for Live Poli instrument. So disregard what I said before about Poli being part of the Ableton Live, or at least categorized as a regular Ableton Live instrument. I'm sure there's some presets. Oh, there are. But let's just see what an initial patch sounds like as we check out this Messiaen 7 scale. Here we go. Oh man, this one's gonna be hard. Okay, we'll see if we get, because like I don't think you could even, like the chords. Well, let's try it. I mean, this is gonna be tough because we're supposed to be using Captain Chords. Let me put that on another track, because I have a feeling this is gonna sound way off. So we might have to just minimally use Captain Chords. Okay, so we've got another MIDI track right here next to our VST. Make this a little bit bigger. We'll make these both a little bit bigger. So, Captain Chords. Do you guys have any thoughts on Captain Chords? I know a lot of people think that it's cheating. It's not a Max for Live device, it's a plugin. But I like how it's integrated with all of their other VSTs in that Captain suite. I haven't been able to make anything super great with it yet. For chords, I always rely on either punching it in with push or using some of the chord generators within Live, or recently I've been using the Noodler to come up with some of my chord progressions. And on the last album, that was almost exclusively the Noodler. But let's try this. I'll let you see hear what it sounds like, but we might end up, unless it has a Messiaen, see, it doesn't even have that. I wouldn't even know what the closest thing is, but maybe we should have synced that up. But I'm thinking maybe a harmonic minor or melodic minor might give us something. Let's just see what this sounds like. So this is the interface, and what you do is you pretty much have a lot of these chords to play with. So I'm going to just let this run real quick, and then we're going to go in that Messiaen scale and see if it even would go with this, with one of these chords. This C, I don't think I've ever seen C flat. Isn't that just B? But yeah, I'm not big, I'm not super strong in music theory. Be able to make something work. And I'm not going to use these internal sounds. In fact, well, we can select a sound, an internal sound, meaning within Captain Chords here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create the chord progression, and then I'm going to just take that MIDI and then we'll put it on to another instrument, maybe the Oberheim or the Prophet 6. So let's use something other than those piano strings. We can go through some of these. Yeah, maybe just the flutter synth. That's kind of a nice sound. In fact, yeah, let's just keep these chords short. So what we can do here is add another chord. You're also able to play your own chords in using either a MIDI keyboard or the computer keyboard, but I'm just going to use this verse mode and see if anything good can come out of this. We could just do a 4-bar loop, I'm thinking. Or why not? Let's extend this thing out. Maybe this just gets extended out. So you saw what I did right here is you can sketch out your chord progression in this window, you know, if you're using this verse mode, and you can just drag this clip, which will be the MIDI equivalent to whatever you type in here. And there's a lot of other parameters that you can use on the internal instrument itself. Not sure if I would, well, okay, so we've just did a custom chord progression, which we've kept over here. So I'm gonna just call this Wonder Prog, and then we can kind of experiment with some of the other progressions that they have here. timing algorithms here. Oh, I've never actually seen this part before. This is kind of cool. So it gives you some pretty, oh, cool. Okay, I've never seen this before. So let's try something. Let's just try a preset. Ocean. Whoa. And then you can change the progression here. See what this sounds like using our Poli synth. I'm going to use a preset because these are our morning pages. What we programmed here, and I'm going to just go ahead and double that. Where is that LFO? It's a little. I'm just tweaking this 1999 organ synth, although why don't we go through some of these presets? There's a ton. Whirly. Worm. I'm just going to go through some of the presets sounds. Luckily, because this is an internal instrument, and also because it's matched for live, my CPU is not choking like it did yesterday. Let's see what this would sound like with our progression. If you joined in yesterday, you'd notice that this drum pattern that we're using is the same one. I had programmed it into the machine, and it's actually an ever-evolving polyrhythmic one, so I kind of like it. I think I'm going to use that on a track, a finished track. Maybe slow segue pad. Let's see what that would sound like. volume modulator, modulating the modulator. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. Don't want it too deep. This one is too long. I wanted it longer than the others, but maybe we'll just double it instead of quadruple it, since we doubled everything. Let's see what this one sounds like. And actually, yeah, let's kind of change this because Captain Chords didn't have, but luckily, look, all of these notes that we have are currently in that Messiaen scale, so using the harmonic minor helped. But we can move these around. We'll go ahead and just have a so far we've gone through Captain Chords and Poli. Let's fire up this JP8000, see if we could find a lead. That is stereo, so I'm going to bypass my Moog and 2600. Bear with me for a second. Let's see if we could get a sound out of this synth. So what I'm doing right now is I'm heading to my patch bay. I'm taking out my 2600, which we might reintroduce at a later point today. And I'm plugging the outputs of this just via the patch bays down here. So we should be able to hear it. There we go, we do hear it. It's only coming out of one side though. Oh, I guess it was just that one patch. Okay, so let's find a patch on here. Massive pad. We have enough pads, I think. Let me see if I can... So in order to control the MIDI from my push, which would be great because we are in a, for me at least, an unfamiliar key and scale. What I would have to do to control that from this channel is, okay, this one happens to be channel 1, which is great, so I'm going to use this blue Marvin setting, and this MIDI will have to go to my baby face, and let's see, oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm able to but it's only coming out on one side. So in the interest of time, I'm just going to turn this into a mono channel. There we still a weird balance issue. I'm not quite sure what that is. You know, it might be from the audio interface side. But we can cheat and maybe use this pan so that it's not so extreme. There, that's probably good. So unfortunately, we will be in mono using this, but that's okay. Oh wait, I hear it on both sides. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I think maybe it's just a certain type of patch. Oh, I know. Yeah, I gotta look through the MIDI settings. Because you notice that if I'm pressing something, this I think is sending MIDI to only one voice. This one's got multiple voices and multiple parts. I think they call that multi-timbral, when you're able to have multiple patches being played either across a keyboard or even all at the same time. So this is like a TV303. Let's see what we have so far and see if there's anything that might fit a melody. brackets here. Yeah, I like that. And we'll drag that out, and then I'm going to use my pitch bend. Oops, that's not the mixer. That would be why do I have so MIDI control pitch bend? I'm going to need to bend that towards the end of that. Let's see what this would sound like. It's kind of trippy. I'm telling you, this scale is nuts. Okay, let's see what else we can add. Let's go ahead. I'm going to just go ahead and record that in. I'll just record the dry signal. This is the JP8000. And actually, while we're at it, let's go ahead and record the Poli as well. I don't know. I'm a little that whistle sound. It's almost like nails on a chalkboard for me now, but that's okay. Let's take the same progression, see if we can change the patch. See if it can be any better. A little more subtle. Let's record that in. This one is the patch from program 52, Velo NRG. That one sounds better. Since it's chill, I'm going to record just that part for now. So these are just like the little hits, those little velocity energy hits, but what if we put in an arpeggiator? Let's just see what this sounds like. And now that we recorded in our little Whirly synth, I'm just turning it off because my CPU is starting to choke. I think it might be OBS. Maybe I'll have to throw in a scale effect. If they have a Messiaen, oh they do, Messiaen 7. So we'll constrain everything to this Messiaen scale. And G sharp, right? G sharp is a flat, yeah. This is gonna sound strange. Oh, I like that so much better than that whistle. Okay. Why don't we do that? We'll record this in, and then maybe I'll put in just some external effects from the H9. H9 is from Eventide, it's the pedal over here. Maybe I'll put in some like cool space-time effect. Ooh, this one's sounding good. Mod echo verb. I gotta remember this one. Mod echo verb. Solar delay. I'm gonna try the space-time and make it real space-age sounding. Yeah, we're gonna use that one. So here's dry right here. And here's the wet signal. Or sorry, this is with effects. Okay. Yeah, let's use that. Pull that down. I'm gonna I'll keep them, but I'm gonna deactivate them so I don't get confused. And let's go ahead and record this in. Enough. I didn't let it trail off, but that's probably okay. We'll do this in here. We'll make this pattern real strange. Mainly because I should have done. We can figure out in this sequence part. But this one, let me name it now so I don't forget. JP8K, patch 52, Velo NRG. These are my polys, so we'll just say poly 1. This one will just be poly 2. I didn't spell that right. Okay, we are kind of behind a normal schedule, but that's okay. We're just gonna let this thing ride. Now that I know that there's a scale element for Messiaen, a scale setting for Messiaen 7, I'm gonna put in some acid. Wait, oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, this scale should be right here. I'm gonna put that back to G sharp, and then I'm gonna randomly generate a pattern on this. Let's see if I'm able to do that. Make sure it's plugged in right. Okay, so I always use my yellow patch cable for acid type sounds, so watch your ears. There we go. Let's see how it sounds with everything. I just want something subtle, so I'm gonna go ahead and super inspiring, but what I can do is I'm going to take those MIDI notes. See, it's real sparse. Let me also drag in a, I don't know why I can't see my little brackets. Oh, there we go. So with this, I will put in, let's put in an echo to just give it that dreamy space feel. Okay. And what we'll do as well is I'll put in an LFO. Actually, let's put in 2 LFOs, and I'm gonna just modulate the left and right channel to just give it a really weird feel, because this track is starting to feel really weird in a cool way. So I'm gonna map this first one to the left and the second one to the right. And let me offset one of them, phase the other one. And so we're just kind of at these random values. It might be a little too deep, but let's hear what it sounds like. Ooh, man. Let's change the depth. It's still gonna sound weird. That's right, there is some modulation, there's a modulation tab here that you can do the same thing that I actually did with this, but that's okay. What if I don't sync it? Oh, I see, you have to remap it. This will probably give it a little smoother feel. Make them a little more subtle. And I actually like how these drums that we programmed in yesterday, I like how it sounds, so maybe I'll just tweak it slightly. I don't want to mess up the pattern itself, but I'm going to make this an 8-bar loop, and let's try something. Let's try something a little different. Although, if I look at the next pattern, yeah, I'm gonna overwrite that. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this pattern over to the next one, so we could mangle it a little bit more and give it a different feel. So let me go ahead and do that. Oops. Oh, shoots. I forgot how to do the undo, so let me recopy this pattern because I accidentally copy that to that. Okay, so here we go. So I want to copy A to E, copy B to F, copy C to G, copy D to H. Okay, so now we've got an 8-bar loop. And then we'll change up some parameters. We'll change up the sound. We'll use a 606 for the kick. Yeah, we'll use a 606 snare. Yeah, 606 high tom right there. this last pattern. We're going to change the instrument of we'll make this a 606, mostly 606. So we're using the 606 tom, kick, snare, the hi-hat, and then maybe we can put in, I wonder what this would sound like. Just a 606 open hat. No, I don't like that. But we can sporadically put in pretty good. Let's see what we have so far. Given that we're in this weird scale, it's not too bad. Okay. Sorry, let me make sure I'm not all tangled up. Okay, I'm gonna get this seat out of the way anyway. Okay, the last thing we need to do is put in that Max for Live Noyzckipper, and I have no idea what that does. So let's put it on, because we haven't recorded in our 303 yet. Let's try that Noyzckipper. Max, no, it's probably not in my favorites. How do you spell that? N-O-Y. N-O-Y. Max for Live. Oh, it's an audio effect. So let's just put in the standard one and just kind of isolate that out. See what this sounds like. Oh, it gives it a real dirty sound. What if I put it before the echo? Okay, so this is the input gain. So it looks like you can just overdrive this thing. I'm gonna put this to 0, or 57 I guess is the default. Let's unlink that. I'm gonna disable that because the 303 is kind of giving us the kind of an actual melody. So let's look at some of these presets that I can put on either the Poli or the JP8000. Death Squad Rally. This is gonna sound pretty intense, I think. So right now I'm just putting in that Noyzckipper on that JP pattern. I'll let you listen to this first. So Death Squad Rally sounds like this. You know what I like about this is that you can modulate this left and right, dry, wet, very subtly. So what I might be able to do, we'll modulate that in the arrangement view. But this Noyzckipper is kind of cool. Candy Crunch. Let's put that on our strings made by Poli, and we'll see what that would sound like. Here's what it sounds like. Dry and wet. It doesn't sound like anything. You can probably add just some, like a subtle. That might be neat. This is just going to be subtle. When you raise the noise resonance, without. I like that. It gives it a kind of a lo-fi crunch. So we just modified this Candy Crunch a little bit. Sounds like in context. I like how it adds a lot of character to the sound, especially the JP8000, because let's listen to this again. Because this thing is so clean sounding. I mean, it's a digital synth that you almost need to crunch it up a little. And this, I don't think I'm going to start using this. The controls are pretty touchy, but that's okay. Oh, here's what I'm gonna do. That noise center frequency, I'm gonna sweep that with a sine wave. Luckily, I think I only need to use an LFO, one LFO, because they're linked. This could be like a longer. That's not too bad. I don't want to crunch this up too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record in my 303 just for a reminder, this is what it sounds like. So I'm going to record it with that crazy modulated echo into my track 5 over here. And we'll hear it in context, and I'm just going to squelch this thing out on the synth itself. And 2, 3, 4, let's go. Yeah, I'm actually kind of happy with how this turned out. I was really worried that, I mean, of course I'll listen to it next week and be like, what was I thinking? But thanks for joining in. This last part is only if you're interested in hearing or watching how I arrange this. But we've done all of the little, we didn't do a whole lot of sound design, but a little bit of sound design tweaks. And I think we used everything. And consulting other promising sources. I'd ask you, I don't see anyone in the chat right now, so I'm just talking to myself, but I would consult you guys because of this great oblique strategy. So let's put this all together. Let me make sure that I'm disabling other channels. I'm gonna move my drum. Oh no, I don't need to move my drums over. PST. Just move all these guys over. 2, 5. Oh no! Bear with me for a second. My live set crashed. Actually, this will be a good test and lesson to see if everything is saved. It usually is. I'm pretty happy with how, I think starting with live 10, the crashes usually retain everything that you've done. They put in pretty good short save points. So while we're waiting for that, let me put on my camera only, and then I'll give you a quick tour of the studio. So I've got the 3 Electribes. I got all. So let me start off maybe by era. So in the 90s, I got the EA1, the ER1, and the ES1. They're the Korg groove boxes. I got them all separately, and I just kind of got addicted. And admittedly, I didn't do a whole lot with them, but I really like how they sound even today. I've got a lot of my old samples in that ES one, so maybe we'll bust those out. But the ER one sounds fantastic. The EA one I never really meshed with, but I kept it because I don't want to separate the set. I've got some MIDI controllers that I'm not currently using up here, the JP8000 that we used. one of my latest acquisitions is this Prophet 6. I like the Behringer clones as well, so the Pro 1 is probably my favorite sounding one of their collection. I've got the K2, which is an MS-20 clone that I'm still trying to figure out. In the rack here, I've got my patch bay. My interface that I'm using is the RME Babyface Pro, and that is connected via optical to, I can't remember the model number, but I think it's the 8200, the 8200, which will give me 8 extra inputs, 8 extra outputs. Oh, and it looks like we're back in business. Okay, so that was the mini tour of this half. Stay tuned on another day for maybe the tour of the second half, and then what you can't see over here, which is the Euro rack part. Okay, so we got the crash. I'll take a look at that later, although, I mean, what am I saying? I don't know how to read those crash reports. So instead of moving the tracks, I've been having some problems moving the tracks around. I'm just going to go ahead and move the clips instead. So I just have to remember that this one is my JP, the track 3 is my 303, and track 4 is my VST. Well, I have the clips named. So we've only got these clips over here. I'm not missing anything, right? We only recorded in 3 parts, not including the drums. And I'm pretty sure everything was retained. So here's what we got so far. So to arrange this looks like it's going to be like 1.5 minutes. We'll start off maybe with the drums. The 303 won't go until out here. We'll only run that through. Oh, okay, 2-minute track. Let's run this like that. This second sequence, I see. This is what we can do. We'll drop off the drums right here. This is where everything will kind of come in, and then we'll drop off that NRG thing. And we'll bring this one back. Oh, I've got some perfect curves here. This digital edge, maybe because we've been using the same one, let's use a different fake dub room. Let's see what this will sound like. Oh. The dub room doesn't have a lot of feedback. Let's add more reverb. That's how we'll end it. I think I will manually do the drums. And then actually what we'll do is we will simply end it like this. We will go abrupt. Let's see, this is the ending. Yeah. Okay. This is sort of like, this is more like Excel at this point. At least to just get the rough idea of what the structure might be like if I decide to continue progressing with this track. But again, we're going to just live record the TR-8S. We've, well, not record, but we've put in the pattern already. So thanks again for joining in. This is the final jam starting right now at, I don't know how long I've been broadcasting, but thanks for joining, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you tomorrow. Aloha. Thank you.